Now, of the previous 2.5 minutes of this video that I just showed you, I'm looking for guidance from you guys. What do you guys think it means? The arrows that are pointing at the two people on campus, this supposedly being one of them, I can't make heads or tails of what is going on there. So is this just a handoff right there? Is that what we just saw? You guys tell me in the comments. However, what I can tell you is that we got a much bigger problem with the footage shared in that video. And that is this piece right here that was put out by the FBI. Here's Tyler Robinson lurking around the campus, so on and so forth, on a Ring camera. There's like multiple videos of him supposedly taken from Ring cameras, and they all look like this person, okay? Then we stumbled onto this one, which is him at a Dairy Queen. Do you notice anything wrong between these two pictures? Hey, how good are you at like pick what's different on the two pictures, okay? Is he wearing pants or shorts in this video? And is he wearing pants or shorts in this video? Okay? It's not the same person. So when I went to go film videos today, I had every intention of being like, okay, enough Charlie Kirk. Like, obviously it's a very important case. We're going to continue to cover important developments, but I'm not trying to shove like a circle through a square. Okay? Like there's really important stuff going on. So if there's no Charlie Kirk developments, I'm not doing any. And then someone sent me this. Now I've had the stomach flu for a couple days. So I basically was non-human. The only reason I was able to get up my video yesterday, or I guess, yesterday, is because someone sent me a video showing that there had been a bomb detonation at a TPUSA event. I was like, I think that pretty much suffices. And then so I went through the most recent things that I had kind of taken notes of that I made a video. But so today I'm like not doing it. And then this is the first thing I saw, okay, is Candace Owens drops a thermonuclear weapon onto the Charlie Kirk case if you are a conspiracy theorist. Everybody's been real quiet, about well, not everybody, but many mainstream people have been real quiet about who the implication would be in the event that this is a conspiracy. I mean, like none of them want to say it directly. I have been one of those people. I don't want to make any accusations. What do I know? I have no experience with Israel, no nothing. I intentionally stay away from that topic, right? But obviously the implication, if some of these, some of these theories have been accurate, it's like if it's a state actor, it's them, and here's why. And so today she dropped a nuke on that, okay? An absolute nuke that we are going to look at right now. And also we're going to look at some other things, okay? Well, you know what? Today, why don't we just take it as it comes, okay? Because I got a lot of other crazy stuff to go through related to the case and then related to some other ththings, like some absolute lunatics saying some really, really like catastrophically damaging things, unless you're trying to destroy the country. Like if destroying the country is your goal, this is great then, right? But if not, then, maybe settle down, Don Lemon, Ilhan Omar, and other people like you. You know what I mean? But anyway, so welcome to the channel. If you are a new subscriber, I gained 40,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. And so that's obviously a lot of new people. If you are someone who has been watching my content but has not subscribed yet, it's a handshake deal on this channel. It's not free. It doesn't cost anything. I just ask that if you're going to consistently watch my content that you subscribe to the channel. It takes 1 second and you're on the honor system. Also, all my regulars, go ahead and like this video in advance because I know you're gonna. You know what? I just realized you guys might not make it to the end if I didn't tell you that this was coming, okay? After we talk about the lunatic racists who are trying to destroy the country, the last segment is another video that just got sent to me, and it's people who are stating that they think that this video right here of this dude is directly related to Tyler Robinson and some other footage that everybody has seen. I'm going to show it to you guys. You guys tell me what you think, okay? That's where we're at now. In case I've been unclear, okay? I am never saying that I know what's going on, okay? Like I show you this video that has been ripping around the internet and people are like, that's Tyler Robinson. That's the one who goes to the Dairy Queen. Okay, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying, why don't you guys take a look and tell me what you think, okay? I have no idea, but we're going to do that afterwards. This is, there's a bunch of different angles and a lot of stuff to look at there. But again, we will look at that after we go through the loony bins in this country who are definitely trying to destroy it. All right, now let's start with Candace. Listen to this bomb she dropped yesterday while I was sick.
About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright, okay? Charlie was done. He said it explicitly, that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no. Okay, let's stop this ditching. Let's stop the dodging. Let's explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say, no, it was just, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No, I want you to literally answer what I have just said. It either happened or it didn't. I'm either making it all up or it happened exactly as I'm saying. And while we're at it, may I ask, what is the name of the Jewish donor who sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Okay.
Okay, so as far as I understand it, I think it's Bill Ackerman. I didn't even know who that was prior to this. I had seen his face from other investment type stuff that I had paid attention to, like having nothing to do with any kind of politics. So once I looked him up, I knew who he was. But anything that I know about him related to the Jewish lobby or the Israel lobby, anything like that, has been learned over the last couple of weeks and probably from extraordinarily biased sources. So I'm not saying that I have any new information or any original information to share about him. What I can say is that this is extremely illuminating when it comes to Candace's reaction to this, okay? To Candace's reaction. Now, I'm not sure. Actually, I don't want to share that. Let's just say when something like that happens, okay, a thing like that, where obviously if Charlie was saying he was going to bring Candace back, she knew that conversation was going to be had, right? Like she knew she had the conversation with Charlie. Clearly, he was pushing back on the Israel lobby. They were telling him he can't say this, can't do that, can't have Tucker Carlson on, can't do whatever. He's behind the scenes having conversations with Candace. He tells her, you know what? I don't care, dude. I'm bringing you back. That's why they're sharing music or song lyrics back and forth from back in the day when they used to be together, like hustling the Turning Point when she was with them. And it was like, we've got to be bold. That's why they're sharing that stuff back and forth very recently. And he finally goes and tells his organization that that's something that's going to happen. She knows that, obviously. And then he gets murdered right afterwards. Okay. Now, does that indicate that he was murdered for sure? No. If you were Candace Owens, would you have any doubt that that's exactly why he got murdered and that you are now responsible for bringing the people to justice who actually did this? What do you think? Okay. You think you think someone's going to be able to shake her off this bone, dude? You think you're going to be able to wrestle this bone out of Candace's mouth? Yeah, right. Okay. She's going nowhere, son. She's a dragon if she just thinks that Brigitte Macron might be a man, or she believes that Brigitte Macron's a man. What do you think that she's going to do if she believes that her super close friend got murdered for going to bat for her? She's not doing this for clicks. She's doing it because she thinks that she got Charlie killed. Okay? That's why she's doing this. And the fact that she kept that under wraps until now is, listen, I'm not going to even pretend like I understand what her kind of multi-step plan is. But that right there, that's a big piece of information. And if you think it's not, you're crazy. Again, it could have been radical leftist. Very easily could have been radical leftist. But if you're Candace, would you think it's radical leftist? Of course not. This is the problem. Okay. Either way, right? It's like, this is not okay, dude. Like, this is not okay for people to be able to behave this way. Okay. Like, again, my issues with the far left. Okay. State actors like Israel committing assassinations in the United States. You think I have any impact on that whatsoever? If that's the case, I don't. Okay. If it's radical leftists, I can impact that in terms of, because basically now they're like, we're in the same battleground. Okay. Radical leftists and Jesse on Fire on YouTube are on the same, we're in a battle for hearts and minds through the internet airwaves. Okay. Like, that's a completely different game than state actors doing an assassination. Like, I am not in the same game as them. If it's radical leftists, we are in the same game. And I don't mean violence, okay? I'm not killing any radical far leftists, right? I'm talking about the battle for hearts and minds on the internet, okay? And here are some of the worst actors in the world doing exactly that extremely dishonestly. And of course, here's Ilhan Omar weighing in with hers. She's a United States congressperson wearing whatever this is. I don't mind being mean to her, for the record. And people get, oh, I'm racist. I'm a racist. You have to be joking, dude. Okay? She's a racist. Let's listen to this. Whoops. Sorry. Let me start that over with some sound. Sound might be helpful.
Well, I have nothing to apologize for. It is a tragedy that Charlie Kirk was killed in that way. I feel for his widow and his children. They will have to live with that for the rest of their lives. But there is no legacy to honor. It was a legacy filled with bigotry, hatred, and white supremacy. And as a Black woman and as a Muslim in this country, I refuse to join the chorus that changes the history of what is on the record from this man.
All you're doing is changing the record. Like, that is literally all you're doing is changing the record, because you can't show a single long form example of him being racist. Not one. Okay. Because I looked, believe me, I looked. Okay. And then you have people like this. Okay. So this is Talbot W. Swan. I'm actually not even mad at a guy like this, because it's not his responsibility to know, but this is what he says.
Now we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk's death. We're not going to celebrate it, but you're not going to gaslight us into mourning him either. And I'm troubled by the number of Black people who are all over the internet mourning a white supremacist who thought you were less than human. I had to do a whole lot of blocking of people on social media because I didn't realize we had as many coons as we have.
See, like, I could just call him an idiot who has not done enough research, because it would have been real easy to find the clips that I shared where Charlie Kirk says our DNA is indistinguishable, white people from Black people, not distinguishable. If you uncover a dead human's bones and you do DNA tests, they can't tell whether they're Black or white. We are exactly the same except for melanin in our skin, okay? So to me, in 2025, the more people lean into the Black-white thing, the dumber I think they are. Do more research. Ilhan Omar, do more research. Talbot W. Swan. And definitely do more research into what Charlie Kirk actually said before you go shit on a guy's memory for absolutely no reason at all, and cause division in this country that is completely manufactured by the cretins that are trying to destroy us from within. Okay? Bottom line. Now, speaking of disgusting scum cretins who are trying to destroy us from the inside, let's take a look at Don Lemon, because this is hilarious, dude. Like, this is actually hilarious coming from this guy. Okay. Don Lemon claims, quote, white men are broken and to blame for mass violence in the U.S. in unhinged rant. This is just the truth, he says. Okay. So former CNN anchor Don Lemon launched into a bizarre explosive rant blaming white men as the real issue behind mass violence in the United States. Oh, is that right? Quote, white men, are you okay? You're sending troops, National Guard to cities, Lemon said on the latest episode of the podcast. You keep talking about, Chicago and black on black crime. I want to know, white men, are you okay? Because that is the real issue here. What are you talking about, dude? What, white men, you're sending troops, National Guard to cities? White men. Like, that's really how you see the world? So like, if Republicans who happen to be Caucasian make a call to like send in National Guard, you're like, white men are doing this. You're all, okay, so that's fine. All right, let's play this game, guy. You sure this is a game you want to play, Don Lemon? You're positive, right? So if prominent Caucasian makes decision, then all Caucasians have to own that. Okay. So you want to play that game? Hey, you want to play, you get to own all prominent black people's decisions? Like, really, Don Lemon? Not to mention, everyone can tell you're half white, dude. Okay? Now, I would never bring this up normally because it's so dumb and who cares, but you have made the conversation about race, okay? Race is not real unless you make it real. That's why I think this entire conversation is so dumb. But like, hey, white people, are you okay? You're sending in National Guard. What are you talking about? And what? Yeah, the black on black crime. Yeah, pretty serious problem, dude. Why don't you focus your energy there and ask them why they're doing that? Or use your brain and figure it out for yourself and then see how you could potentially help them. Because the only way that happens is if successful black people who have made it into the mainstream can go to them and show them that there is a path to success that doesn't involve short-term gain through crime that ultimately leads them either being dead by the time they're 20 or in prison for the rest of their life. Okay? You think this shit's helpful? This is purely opportunistic, and he's too smart not to know it. And you're too smart to not recognize that if you're still watching this video and have not subscribed to the channel, you are breaking the rules. So Like, I don't believe for a second that he does not recognize that he is literally just milking the race issue for his own gain. Okay. Quote, this country keeps waking up to bodies in the pews, blood on the floor, gunfire in public places, and the faces behind the trigger looks the same nearly every single time. That's hilarious, dude. You really want to play that game, dude? Are you sure that's the way you want to go with this? Like, are you fucking sure? Because you want to know why it's white people every time you see it in the news is because it's not normal. It's abnormal when it's a white person behind the trigger killing people, okay? That's why it makes the papers. You think it's because, oh, no one cares when a black kid gets killed by another black kid. That's true as far as the news is concerned because it happens so often, okay? Do you really think it's because they're black? And so we're like, oh, who cares about blacks? Okay, no one cares about anyone who they don't know usually. It needs to be a sensationalized story, which means it needs to be abnormal to make it into the news, okay? Hey, black kid gets shot by other black kid in Chicago. Oh, wow, really? Tell me more. They're all, oh, that was 5 minutes ago. Oh, what about this afternoon? They're all, oh, yeah, for sure. Another time that's going to happen. They're all, well, what, this time 2 of them got killed. But they're both black. It's like, yeah, it's a black shooter. I'm not talking like it's the news. They're like, black shooter, 2 black victims. Oh, well, yes. They're like, I mean, listen, man, I'm sorry. Unless they kill I don't even know. They have to kill a lot of black people. Like a black shooter killing a lot of black. They're going to have to kill a lot of them for it to be newsworthy because it happens so often, okay? So your statement of, I want to know why, like, this country keeps waking up behind bodies in the pew and the person behind the trigger looks the same every single time? You really sure? Like, it's just so dumb. Why don't you just look up some data, look up some stats? And I'm not playing the race game. I'm telling you why it is that way. And it's the reason it's that way is the opposite of what you're implying, which you know. You're a news guy. The 59-year-old who is married to a white man doubled down on his claim saying, this is just the truth. I don't care if you get mad about it. The truth about what? What truth are you stating? You haven't even stated any kind of truth. You haven't even made a statement that you could defend. Like, what specifically are you saying? Is it like what? The white men are the problem for all the violence in this country? That's like the dumbest statement in history. That's literally the dumbest statement in history. Here, let's go. I don't know. Let's go on a trip together, guys. Chat GPT. Let's see. Okay. Well, after a more difficult than it should have been, question and answer with Chat GPT, who I normally have an incredible relationship with, we came up with that they're not even keeping track anymore for race of the offender. The most recent data comes from 2019, where they were still recording the race of the offender, and it was 51.3% of people arrested for murder were black, 45.7% were white, okay? And 3% were other races. That just doesn't sound right, but nonetheless, either way, 13% of the population is black, over half the murders are black offenders. So, Don Lemon, what are you talking about, you idiotic, race-baiting imbecile? You know what I mean? It's just like, why? You know, Lemon's unhinged rant was unleashed during his spiel about the federal troop deployments to Democrat-led cities. White men, something is broken, something cracked deep inside of you. So many of you believe the answer is violence. Are you listening? He said. I hope I'm saying it loud enough for the people in the back. Are you kidding me? Hey, I'm white. How many times do you guys think I say per week that violence is not the answer? I mean, if you were going to guess. His comment singling out white men in America received fierce backlash online, which made it the only time he's been relevant since being fired from CNN. Wow, I wonder if that's why he did it. Don Lemon says white men are broken and that they believe violence is the answer. Libs of TikTok wrote, Don Lemon is a racist. Yes, he is. Conservative political commentator Benny Johnson wrote that, well, I mean, he's not actually a racist because, he proves that, at least 3 or 4 times a week. You know what I mean? Not that racist, are you, Donnie? You know what I mean? Oh, it's nice to start feeling better after you've been sick. Although that thought did almost give me the stomach flu again. Benny, okay, so that's whatever. Okay. Oh yeah, he claimed, when Don Lemon was fired, he claimed that he was blindsided. I was informed this morning that by my agent, I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly. Oh yeah, that's the problem. Because someone in management telling you would have made it so much better. Let me tell you, bud, when you get fired, it doesn't matter who did it, because someone I really trusted and respect still did it for me. When I was, because I didn't take the shot, I found out subsequently. It doesn't make it feel any better, Ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me, but, one of the best things that ever happened. I never would have quit and gone full-time doing this, but nonetheless, and then CNN responded, he was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter. Exactly. He's a complete fraud, dude. He's an absolute fraud, this guy. Okay, now let's go over to this thing. All right, this will be the last episode, or the last thing we show on today's show. Now, I'm going to play this. I'm going to be honest. I'm literally just curious what you guys see, because 3 people sent this to me. And so, by the way, this like new gold ring, this is like not a normal gold ring. Every time I put my hand up, I'm like, I dropped it. I found it. This is one of those rings that like tracks all your vitals, but it looks ridiculous on me when I'm filming. I'm now realizing it's like, this is way too prominent. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, because like just a big ass like gold ring on my middle finger. It's weird. I don't know if it looks better on my left hand, maybe with my watches. I don't know. I can't decide. Anyway, whatever. So you guys tell me what you think of this, because enough people sent it to me that, that's basic. Listen, if there's something you want me to talk about, you send it to me, and then I might. If enough people send me the same thing, I'll talk about it. You guys tell me in the comments what you think.
Look how tiny that is. Wow.
It's my own DIY streaming setup. Those professional ones cost like $5,000. Yeah.
I just don't remember what that is. I've seen small ones, but I haven't seen immense.
This is the mic right here. This is the receiver for this.
Yeah. How far will that transmit? Really?
So that way, if I have multiple cameras, you don't miss any angle,
Who makes that camera?
It's Logitech.
Yeah. Oh, is it
I have a bigger one at home I don't like to bring out here.
It's a pretty wide angle.
It has a micro four thirds lens.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that big, huh?
Yeah, it's like a cube like this big. And
Okay, well, I found a problem with it already. Okay, so that's why we do this. That's why we do this, right? Okay, so I have actually, wait a minute. Hang on for a second. Hang on. Did I just, okay, so right there. Okay, so this dude is wearing shorts. Okay. And that's who they said this was the one that they confirmed was Tyler Robinson, right? This is the one who they said they confirmed was Tyler Robinson. Okay. He's wearing shorts. That guy's wearing shorts. This version of Tyler Robinson is wearing pants. Okay, there's no way that everybody, I hadn't even paid attention at all. Okay, I hadn't paid attention at all to the Tyler Robinson in the Dairy Queen thing at all. And I hadn't honestly really paid close attention to this clip either, that they said was him, potentially walking up, right? Because at this point, I just figured when this all was going around, I assumed that the feds had a better handle on this than I do, right? So I just wasn't even looking at it. But again, in case this is even moderately hard to understand, let's just go back to, here's the thing, okay? So two sides of this. I'm not sure what this guy is trying to indicate in this video with the arrows and stuff. I literally have no idea. However, what I see, okay, and I'm going to mute this now. What I see is the fact that you've got this one that, as far as I understand it, came from law enforcement, right? And in this one, he's wearing pants. He's wearing the same shirt, but now he's wearing pants. That makes sense to everybody? Like, how could that be the same person? Why would someone change just their pants? Like, oh my God, I got to get out of these shorts and then put on pants and not change their shirt. Okay, that's bizarre. Now, on the rest of the video, tell me what you think in the comments, because I'm very curious what you guys think is going on there, because I can't make heads or tails of it, other than to show you guys that this person and the one at the Dairy Queen ain't the same person, because no one would just change their shorts, right? Anyway, that's what I got. Love you guys. Bye-bye.